Hello everybody, how is everybody tonight? I hope you are all good and all surviving. It's hump day, so yeah, we're looking forward to the weekend now. Let's just check if everything's going lekker, the internet's working, there's no dropping. Can everybody hear me? I'm not late, I'm on time, I'm always on time. I'm always 1 minute early. Everybody hear me? %. Let's see, how's it? Yes, all the usual naughty people are here. All the naughty people are here. Yeah. Pixel Alchemy, I've never heard you before. How's it? Damien, don't recognize you. How's it? Everybody else, how's it? Oh. So, just to recap, just remember our competition's running, and I'm pleasantly surprised at the amount of views that some of the videos are getting. Mrs. M, well done. Your video has currently got the lead, followed closely by, let's see who's following you closely. I think you're getting followed by Tristan. Let me check here. Yeah, you getting, yeah, Tristan's behind you. Yeah, so that, like, and for a South African about vaping to get 20,000 views is really good. So lots of hard work being put in there by some of the guys that entered the video. Obviously the rules are still up. I'm just going to throw up the prizes again just so that anybody can see what the prizes are going to be. That's obviously the rules. Everybody's seen the rules. Wait, that's I don't want. First prize, that's what first prize looks like. So if those who haven't done videos, just remember the competition's only going to, I'm only going to announce the winner on the 28th, so you've still got 2 weeks to get a video up. How's it, Hugo? That's second prize. And most of these have only been in a week, so if you can get 20,000 views in a week, yeah, if you put up a good video now, you can still catch up. So I would suggest that you try. And then that's third prize. Yeah, Gerrit. Don't know if there'll be any B boxes left by then, but they're so hard to get, so you'd rather buy one now than sit and wait and not get one at all. So those are the prizes. I'll put them up again at a later stage if somebody wants them. These are our generous sponsors for that prize. The prize pool was like over 14,000. Those are your sponsors. So if you are entering the videos, can you please just say thank you to them or hashtag them or do whatever. Yeah. So tonight we've had some prizes sponsored. Tofo sponsored a nice cap. Nostalgia e-liquids, and this is a small, have sponsored a nice shirt, Nostalgia shirt. And then someone new in the crowd in Durban, who's getting into making coils, has sponsored a nice set of fuse captains. The name of the company, which you will see us starting to advertise soon, is called Bubble Wraps. He uses haywire wire, which you all know that I rave about, and he's donated a set of fuse captains to the winner. So those are your 3 prizes for tonight. Yeah, so what are we here for tonight? Let's just go through what's new. Just let me get to do some stuff in the shop. Obviously Friday is a public holiday, folks, if you're in Durban. Friday we are open in the morning until 1:30. and then we will close, and then we've decided to open up in the evening again because we're doing the Wiener new Slinky launch in the shop. So if you're in Durban, pop in the shop. The shop opens again, I stand to be corrected, but I think it opens again at like 5:30 or 6. And for the first 10 customers in the shop, every bottle of Slinky that you buy, you'll either get a shirt or a cap, your choice. Obviously the shirt sizes are whatever's there, and then the caps are whatever there. That's for the first 10 people. Yeah, so that's what's happening in the shop. And then otherwise Saturday is just a normal day. There will be a cloud competition on the Friday night, and we open I think until 10:30. So if you're in Durban, pop in and say how's it. Some new items that arrived in the shop. We obviously got some new B boxes in store. Our battery stocks were replenished with the VTC5s, etc., that people were wanting. Obviously I've got 3 items, or one we haven't got in the shop as yet. I'm just gonna give you a little squiz over of it, and we should be getting them shortly. And then 2 items that have already arrived in the shop. But for those who were looking for the B-Box wire wand, basically all it does is it turns a B-Box into a mod. It's a panel that fits, or a plug that fits into the let me open this up. It's a pin that fits in here that turns this into a normal regulated mod. So you can put a normal tank on there. So that has arrived in the shop. We've got tug lives that have arrived. I'm going to go through that tonight. And we've also got the Pulse, which everybody's been raving about. I have been testing it for the last 2 days. I've tried a couple of different coils, and then I've finally settled on the coils that I like here in the best. And they are Monster. It is a Monster coil. Let me just make sure this thing's working properly. And I'll give you my views and opinions on it now. Remember, I don't do all the little bits and nookie nannies and how wide and how thick and whatever. I'll look at it, like it. If I don't like it, I'll tell you. Also Goon t-shirts. I know we had a lot of guys asking for Goon t-shirts. Those have arrived as well. You know, the 528 customs, they really look nice. So those have arrived in the shop as well. I see 1 or 2 people found out and they were buying them left, right and center. I don't know how many we've got left, but they were limited stock, guys. So if you were still looking for that shirt, you better jump on it, because I don't think there's many left. Yeah, okay, that's all that has arrived in the shop. Let me just check some questions and then I'll get to what we're here for tonight. Piss off, no picture, no sound, Kurt. Holy crap, you like giving me grey hairs. Rules is rules, Ryan. You must watch the rules, my boy. That's what they're there for. Kurt, there's the Pulse. I've got it on my Theron 75 DNA Squonker. Now the cap's got my name on it. Hey, Kurt, don't tell my little hobbit to keep quiet. Hugo's not OCD. Much. Okay, that looks like there's all the questions. It's not going to be a long one tonight, guys. I've only got a couple of things to go through, and we can have a bit of a general chat afterwards, but let's get down to it. So what we're here for is the Pulse. I'm going to bring up some photographs of it. You can see it's easier than me having to get rid of that. Don't need that. And let me just get rid of that quickly. Just hold on. Okay, so that's what the Pulse looks like. Obviously, the everybody's been waiting for this device. It has been designed by a reviewer, and you know, as reviewers, people, they can find the pros and cons and things, and probably the better people to actually come up with RDAs is because they get to try so many. Absolutely loving the device. I've only tried it in with like a couple of types of coils. the coil that I've settled on eventually was one of the massive coils that I got from Coil Company, a 4mm stapled. What's it? No, what's it? What did I put in there eventually? Oh fuck! I can't remember what I put in there. But it's a bit. It's a big. I can't remember what I put in here. But it's one of Rion's special coils that he made for me. Oh man, I've got the name of it. It's gonna drive me insane when I can't think of these things, man. Just hold on. Let me just get this. Otherwise, it's gonna irritate the living shit out of me. Yes, now I have to page to like 450 million pages. You go stop buying so much stuff. It's a 4mm fat framed staple coil that I've got in it, which is really big. Okay, I have to say I really enjoyed building it because, and you can see that a reviewer has built this, always designed this from the ground up, because things that would normally irritate a reviewer, they fixed in here. For example, how to position your coil. You know, they've allowed for the little slots. You can see this little slot over here, over there, and over there, which marries up on the deck, you know, which allows you to line things up nicely as well. How to position your coils, also where the cotton must go. You know, you can put hell of a big coils in here. Really big coils in here. The deck is solid. It's really well made. I like the way that they've laid out the peak insulator on it. The O-rings are really good on it. You know, it doesn't like fall apart on you like some of them do. You know, they're hard to pull up and down. This has got a lovely amount of snug fit. Flavor on it. Flavor is good. I wouldn't rate it as like recoil and icon good, but the flavor is really good. As a squonking device, yeah, it's probably as a squonking RDA, I'm going to say it's better than the Serpent that I've currently been using. The chamber is also slightly more rounded than the Serpent, which gives you, I think, better flavor than the Serpent does. Obviously, you've got one coil here compared to two coils, but you can put a really big coil in there, which is nice. But let me go through what I think the pros are, which I have run. The pros are, the only thing what I think that they could have done maybe slightly better, and this is obviously my opinion. Don't get me wrong, folks, the flavor is really good, but the flavor I think could have been better if they had just dropped the airflow slightly. You know, with the way the deck is designed, and I'm going to do my little fancy little arrows here. Let me just change the color here just quickly so that I can how do you change the color here? Yeah, oh, that's going to have to stay like that. Okay, no, don't worry about it. If you look at the airflow over here, okay, now where your coil is positioned, there is your coil's positioned there. Okay, if you get it any higher, it becomes a really warm vape. Okay, I've tried to lift it as high as possible, purely because when the air is coming in, it's actually hitting on the top of the coil. Okay, in my opinion, it's hitting on the top of the coil, and because you're inhaling, a lot of the air that you're inhaling is actually not even hitting the coil. So you've got air coming in here, but because you're inhaling, and depending if you inhale really hard, okay, like some people do, not enough air is actually going over the coils, in my opinion. You know, please don't get me wrong, the flavor is really good, but I think the flavor has been muted slightly. If they could have just got these two chambers, let me just refresh that there, and here, make this a little bit bigger. Which one is this one here? There. So let me just get on that, make it a bit bigger. Come on, man, stop using the whiteboard. There we are. If they could have put the chamber slightly lower, maybe there, so that it's getting more underneath the coil, and then if with your inhaling it was going to go up, I think this thing, nothing would have beaten this. There would be nothing available in the marketplace that would beat this. The I just, you know, and the problem is the wider the coil you go, because of this angle that you've got, these angles that you've got over here, if you're using a really large coil, you can't lift your coil up, because it actually then ends up touching the side of the deck, especially if you're using a really big coil. You know, so if they could have just dropped the airflow here slightly, I think the flavor would have been off the chart on this device. Although it's very good now. You know, I'm not going to rate it higher than a recoil. I'm not going to rate it higher than an icon. But as a bottom fed single coil RDA, I'm going to put it in my top 5 without a shadow of a doubt. I just, as I said, those little small things that I've picked up that I think would have made this the ultimate dripper, and especially for squonking. The way they've designed the squonking, that's not the best picture, is if you can see on this photograph here, I'll just make it bigger for you. If you can see here, what they've done here with the squonker is your juice comes in underneath here. Whiteboard, I need your whiteboard. The juice comes in up through, obviously through that hole there, which, so it's going up, goes into the chamber there, and then it spills out over the side. And you're obviously your cotton, because your coil is positioned here, over here, and you've got your cotton that is laying in this chamber here, it perfectly spills out on either side, so you get equal amount of, you know, saturation taking place on either side of your cotton. This is absolutely winner design. This the deck on this thing, the overall build par, I think that airflow is phenomenal. Really a lot of thought been going into this, and that's what gives it the high rating. Also the fact that they've used these massive post screws, which is probably the biggest irritant for any vapor, is these stupid piss-willy little grab screws that they use. You know, you can see that a reviewer has built it with, has designed this. We're using these big screws. The angled screw especially also does help you fasten your coils down. So yeah, am I loving the device? Yes, I'm loving the device. Is it better than the Serpent that I was using? Yeah, it is better than the Serpent, but I think they could have improved it quite a bit with just making those small little subtle changes. Now you can see my face, Hugo. Any questions on that? The vapor productions on it is really good as well. You know, obviously it is a really big coil that I've got in there. It's a 4mm coil. It is a really big coil. A little bit noisy maybe. I'll let you hear. It's probably I'm using the Amit as a benchmark here. It's probably got the same noise level as an Amit. But I forgive it because of it is a dripper. Most drippers are a little bit noisy. Besides the goon was really almost no noise whatsoever. Yeah, so I'm going to give it a thumbs up, guys, purely because it's ingenious. The deck is amazing to work on. The deck alone is worth it, purely to work on that deck. Some cons, yeah, it's only a single coil, but if you put a really big coil on there, it doesn't matter. It comes well packaged. Really good workmanship. Love the O-rings on it. Love the fact that you can line up your deck using those little notches. Probably the only con that I would find with it is the fact is that they maybe should have positioned that airflow slightly lower. I think if you can get more air going underneath that coil, the flavor would have just been absolutely insane. Looking at the design of it, they probably had, if they'd shortened those side vents going down, the side vents that are going down are these little things here. Are those, oh man, come on, whiteboard. of these here, if they'd shortened them and maybe taken like a mil off on either side of here, they could have been able to position the airflow, which is there. They probably could have brought that down like at least 2 to 3 millimeters by cutting off or even angling that at an angle like that. They could have brought it down lower, which would have assisted your air to go underneath, because here all that's happening is your air is hitting the coil and going straight back up, so you're losing a lot of flavor in my perspective, in my opinion, from that. But nevertheless, really good device. So that's the whiteboard gone. Let me check what the price is for you guys. It's a normal Vandy vape price, they're not a hell of expensive. 455 bucks. Best 455 rand you'll spend for if you're getting into squonking. You know, I still like the other squonking things that I've got, and I probably will stick with this. I like the Ultim tip as well. It is nice in the mouth. Yeah. Thinner airflow would have helped and made them oval. Yeah. I can't. Besides that airflow thing, I'm really finding hard things to find to fault it. Because of all the hype, I was expecting it to be like over the moon, out of this world flavor. But looking at it and having a practical mind, I would have said that they needed to drop that airflow. They would have dropped. If they just dropped it 2-3 mils, it would have made a massive difference to the overall flavor. But yeah, I'm still going to give it a thumbs up purely because of the way it's designed, and it's the first of its kind. So yeah, I'm going to give it a thumbs up on that. Flavor's good, eh? Flavor's still very good on it. Is it the coil maybe? Yeah, it's good. It takes a part of it. I'm still impressed with it, I think. Yeah. I'll keep on testing and I'll give you some more feedback next week. That's that. Time for some juice. That's that. Then we had something fun arrive in the shop, which you've heard me talking about squonking and stuff like that, and we had a 3D printed squonker arrive in the shop. They're not up for sale or anything as yet. I'm still testing it. It's a 3D printed squonker, and for those who Aliens and Predators fans, it is an original. Okay, those who are Aliens and Alien Predator fans, from the movie, not the Alien Predator, the mods. It's got the Predator logo on it, embossed into it. As far as I know, they come in all black, and there's black and green. And as I said, it is a 3D printed box, very light. Okay, very light, and actually you would feel that's a light that it feels cheap. But when you know it's 3D printed, you understand why. Magnetized door, got some good magnets on it. Okay, takes a single 18650 battery. This is a squonker, by the way. Let me just get into what some people might not know what squonking is. Squonking is what's going to be the future for the rest of this year. I think everybody is jumping on the squonking bandwagon. Squonking is like using a dripper, but having the luxury of having a tank. That's also a squonker there. So you've got your little tank full of juice. You have a dripper that's got a bottom fed hole, where it's got a pin that's got a hole through it, and you squeeze it here and the juice goes up and it saturates your cotton. So you're getting the dripper flavor, but the convenience of having a tank. As I said, this is a regulated squonker. As far as I know, this is a in-house chip. So I haven't tested it. Looks fairly well made. I'm looking at the wiring. The wiring looks okay that I can see here. Obviously I need to open the thing up and have a better look. The contacts seem to be positioned nicely in this. Bottle is a fairly, for those who are aware of squonking, is a fairly pliable, this looks like a PET bottle of some sort. It doesn't look silicone. Looks okay. Piping goes to the bottom. Oh, come on, man. That didn't screw on properly. Why didn't that screw on properly? Okay, I'll check that later. As I said, it is 3D printed, so it has got that like rough texture to it. You can hear it, that rough texture to it, because it's obviously been 3D printed. And it looks like it's going to be a nice little cheap way to start. Or it's got the Predator written on the side as well. It's embossed there. You can maybe just catch it if I look at it at an angle. Looks like it's going to be a nice little way, cheap way to people to get into the squonking. So I'll test it tomorrow, and I'll probably maybe do a little video on it during the course of the week, and give you my opinions on it. So look out for that. Those who wanted to get into squonking and just didn't want to go and spend that huge amount of money on a DNA squonker. Let me just put this back in. Hey, when you have to fight with things, I pull the pipe out and I can't get it back in. There you are. There you are, that's better. So that's the, so I'm assuming because it's got Predator on the side, it's actually called the Predator. 18650, 80 watt, onboard USB charging. Might be a nice cheap way to start squonking, guys. I'll get back into that. As I said, that is a black, there's the black and green, and I think it's all black, I think. So I'll get back to you on that squonker. It's made by Long Yilang. I say the packaging's really good. You know what I mean? They've got nice to hang on shelves, and the packaging's really good on this device. Got to judge a lot of products by actually the packaging that it comes in. But yeah, really nice. So I'll give you my opinion on that. Time for some more Coke. Any questions, guys? Justin, I did. I put the slightly bigger. I put Nichrome 24. I put Nichrome 22 gauge, 4mm 9 wrap in there. It was, the flavor was good, and I had one of these coils lying around, so I put that in there, and it's way better using Rion's coil in there, which I think it's one of those things you just got to mess around with and find the coils that suit you. Like what suits me might not necessarily suit you. That's the nice thing about vaping. It's so subjective. Damon asked, is squonking coming back? It's coming back in LA. We can already see the international vendors or manufacturers, they're already gearing up for it. We had a feeling I thought we were going to happen a little bit earlier in the year. The first one to release was the drone, was the dual battery squonker that hit the market, and then there are others coming that I know of. Geek Vapes were working on one. Or these crowd are releasing this. So I think squonking is going to come back in a big way, because you look at all the drippers coming out now, all coming with bottom feed pin. Apocalypse has come with a bottom feed pin now. The Goon's coming with a bottom feed pin. The Icon bottom feed pin. When things start coming with bottom feed pins, something else is coming. That's my opinion. Yeah, David. The thing is, you got to. It's your taste buds. Your taste buds is what guides you on squonking. As soon as you get that little bit of a muted flavor, you know it's time to hit the button again. Yeah, that's Pixel says loving the inbox. Inbox is a H cigar product. It's a little box shaped squonker. Lovely. Hugo uses one. Lovely, lovely, lovely little squonker. Yes, it's an expensive one because it's a DNA 75 chip, but a lovely, lovely one. Justin, I don't think, I'm still testing it. Don't know if we're going to get these or not. But I need to test it first. You know what I mean? Anything that's new, I like to test before we actually go and buy them. But I think that this won't be hell of expensive, I don't think. But a good way to start. Yeah, the drone is big. It is a dual battery, but it's for the drone is for those guys who want to use apocalypses, who want to use goons or elites as a squonking for dripping. You know what I mean? That's what the drone is for. Then you got the guys who want that little laid back, nice, subtle vape. Vaping on maybe a favorite tobacco or a custard or a menthol or whatever. And that's just a subtle vape. That, Peter, it's a squonker, but it's a 3D printed squonker that I'm busy testing in the shop. Then the TugLyfes arrived. It's a LiPo. I'm not going to go through all the specifications. It's a LiPo powered DNA 250. Comes in all these weird, fancy designs on them. It's obviously got the DNA chip in it. Okay. Really, really ergonomic in the hand. Really nice feel in the hand. I have to say, some amazing colors. I'll just go through the colors that arrived so that you can see. There's a full black one. That to me looks really classy. It's got black with like gold writing on. There's a red and black one, a black and purple, a light blue and black, a navy blue and silver, a green and red, and a black and red. This is the light blue and black. It's got like this splatter all over it. I must say, really, these are put together by hand. For anybody who was in our shop when Flawless was out in South Africa, they would have met the guy that actually puts this together. His name's Brandon. Really, really well put together. And obviously said it's LiPo, so it does charge very quickly. Even the guys say this thing charges in under an hour to fully charged. I don't have all the specs here. Just want to see. Yeah, it does 2 amp charging, which is nice. Fully e-scribe software, which is lacquer. Yeah, so those who are looking for the TugLyfe, I'm not going to get really into the use of it. It's nice and ergonomic in the hands, looks really sexy with the DNA chip, so you know that you can use eScribe for those people that are computer freaks, going changing temperature coefficients and stuff like that. You can go do it on these. They are selling very quickly. Some lucky people were able to get them at a really good price at the Cape Vape Fest that they had. So there are some of these left in stock, guys, if you want to get them. I'm not going to do a full review. I just bought one out just so that you can actually see what it looks like in person. That's pretty much it for me, guys. I don't have much else to talk about. Any questions? Just a recap for those who joined late. Tofo donated a cap for the prize tonight. There's a new kid on the block who's making coils. The name of the company is called Bubble Wraps, and he's kindly donated. He uses haywire wire, by the way, so the wire that I really like. He's donated a set of fused Claptons for the winner, and then Nostalgia donated a t-shirt for tonight's prize as well. Put that one side. Any questions? Yeah, I think Geek Vape have released this dual 18650 regulated squonker. I don't know who's got them. I don't even know if we are getting them. I see what's named the G200S. Let me actually go get a photograph of that. I actually haven't even seen it. G200S. Geek Vape. I'm saying I don't even know if we're getting them, and more than likely find you guys bloody ordered the things already and I don't even know about it. Yeah, I can't find a picture of it here. Just hold on. Ah, there you are. Yeah. Very similar looking in first look. Dual battery, yeah. The drone is now looking at that there, the picture of that there. You won't be able to fit those really massive drippers on because of where the bottle's placed and where the 510 plate is placed. The drone's 510 is further positioned back. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure that a lot of guys are going to be releasing squonkers in the not too distant future. Eh? A lot of guys are going to be releasing squonkers in the not too distant future. Tug Life prices are 2,800 Rand. Grisha said they like the colors, and it's actually not as bulky as you think. You know, it looks bulky because I think the colors pop off it and makes it look bigger than it actually is. It's actually quite ergonomic in your hand, the Tug Life. They're quite ergonomic, and I've got big hands, but I'll hide any mod in my hands, but it is quite ergonomic. Night, Damien. How's it, Dreshin? How are you, my boy? Yeah, VCT is my yeah, it's my go-to juice at any given time. Any questions on any of the products? Just give some feedback. Still loving this Azeroth. I've got some experimental juice that I can kick myself because I left the bloody bottle in the shop, so I'm limited to what's in my tank that I'm busy working on. But it really is a bakery tank of note. Those 3 coils in the Azeroth, yeah, just makes it a friggin' vapor producing machine. Dreshin, my opinion on the Pulse, it's definitely worth a buy. The only negative that I could give towards it is I think they could have positioned those air intake pipes lower, because it's missing going. Especially if you vape. I vape when I suck. I don't like take this like. When I suck. Now the problem is that because the coil sits just underneath where the inlets come in, a lot of air is bumping off the top of the coil and coming straight out the top. I think if they were able to position those vents 4 or 5 millimeters down, it would have been off the charts in flavor. The flavor is still very good, doesn't beat an Icon in my opinion. Overall I give it a thumbs up, just purely because the originality of it. the ease of putting a coil in, the quality of the bull quality is really good, and you can see it's been designed by somebody who knows what they're talking about. I just think they could have positioned the airflow slightly lower. I think they probably lost about a quarter of the flavor because a lot of the air is bumping off the top of the coil and hitting straight up. Yeah, I think they could have done it slightly better than that, in my opinion. But that's me. I'm a small vape shop owner in South Africa. VGod 150 is a really, really good mod. I use one, good mod. Is there better mods out there for the price point? Yeah, there are better mods out there price point, but you're paying for the name. It does what any other mod does. You know me, I call a spanner a spanner, and I call a spade a spade. It's really pretty. The VGods, especially the red ones and the white ones, are really, really pretty. Yeah, it's a good mod. It's a good mod to have. Yeah, that's our banner from VapeCon, Justin. And no, I'm not in the shop, but I also have a laugh. I left the shop quite early today because I had a shitload of bottling to do in the laboratory. And my blimmin' thumbs, from tightening freaking spanners backwards and forwards to connect up the bottling machine, to clean it out, to put more juice into my thumbs are killing me. Thank you very much, David, for the kind words. Just test this. Cut the leads from the bottom of the drip tip to the end of where it fits on the RDA. Yeah, I don't know what that is about, but yeah. Yeah, no, we got lots coming up, guys. Yeah, it's so much in our pipeline. I think from probably Monday, it's going to be balls to the wall for the next 3 months. We've signed off on our plans for the new shop. We have getting our stuff together for VapeCon, and one or two other things, other projects that we've been working on that are now coming to where we need to make decisions on what we're going to do with them. So Hobbitt's going to look like Gandalf by the end of the year, and I'm going to be fully grey in the front by the end of the year with the amount of stuff that we've got on our plates. Yeah, and we've got a whole lot of new juices launching. Yeah, so lots on our plate. We are hoping that we're going to be in the new shop our birthday. Hoping. Enduro, I haven't seen if we're going to get new plates for the Geek Vape Mech Pro, but I've noticed that a lot of guys are having vinyl cutouts. They've taken the plates to people and they've 3D scanned them. Or you can actually do it. You can actually do it yourself if you've got a proper scanner, because it's totally flat. What they've done is they've scanned in the plates of that mech, and they've cut vinyl to fit in there. And the guys are putting. I saw one the other day, an anarchist one, where the guys had put anarchy stickers all over it, and it was a proper insert where they peeled that other one off and they put a proper vinyl insert, and it really, really looked pretty. So you can actually do it yourself. I see there's a crowd somewhere in Joburg that are modding out mods that you send them and they put a skin around it and everything. I haven't got the details, but you just look on Facebook, I'm sure you'll be able to find them. Mark asked the question, if you do not use temperature control, is DNA chipset worth the price tag? It's nice to have. It's nice to play around with. I must say, when you do start learning how the eScribe software works, putting in memory modes, obviously you can change the graphics as well. You can do temperature coefficients if you want to. My opinion is temperature sensing still in its fruition. It hasn't got to a point where it's actually a viable thing to use. Also, the jury, in my opinion, is still out on nickel and titanium. I don't personally use temperature sensing, but then on the eScribe software, there are other things that you can do in there. You know what I mean? Power curves and a whole lot of other varieties of things. So if you are computer literate and you spend the time learning what eScribe can do, it's an amazing tool. So yes, there is a place for the DNA chip, and it is worth the price bracket that you pay for it, but it's up to you as an individual. Mohammed, if Paul is watching, please don't take offense to me. For some reason, and I don't know why, I was having this discussion with another vape vendor, vape shop owner in Cape Town. For some reason, Paulie's juices just do not sell well on the coast. I don't know what it is. In Joburg, his juices taste absolutely amazing. But for some reason, when you go down to Durban, people don't buy them. They don't sell. Whether it's got to do something with the atmospheric pressure or the denseness or the humidity or whatever, people just don't buy them. When we end up sitting with copious amounts of stock that people don't buy. So no offense to Paulie, his juices are absolutely fantastic, and I highly regard him as a mixer. Just in Durban, his juices don't sell. I don't think we'll be getting any of the Paulie's coffee cake in the not too distant future. Abrams asks, any new colors in the Azeroth RTA? We are currently out of stock. I know Hugo has ordered. What colors? I don't know, guys. I don't know what colors. If they are only silver or black or any other colors, if Hugo has ordered them or not. It's a strange thing though, and it's not only Paulie's juice, it's some of NCV's juices as well, some of Orion's juices, for some reason down on the coast, and it's not only in Durban. I've had the same discussion with somebody in Cape Town, a vape shop owner in Cape Town. They just don't sell, and it baffles me because I love Paulie's juices. I really, really love his juices. But I love them in Joburg. I like them in Durban. I don't know what it is. It must be the thinness of the air up in Joburg or whatever it is. I don't know. It's just so weird. It's so weird. I think it's atmospheric pressure and the humidity. It must have something to do with it. You see, that's a funny thing. It's like Trinity. We can't stock Trinity fast enough in Durban. And it sells well in Durban, it sells well in Joburg. Is it because of the fruits? See, most of Paulie's juices are savory to an extent. That could be the reason why. The denseness of the air is not carrying these creams across. It's a weird one, and it's no disrespect to Paulie. I love his juices, but they just don't sell in Durban. Small lungs in Joburg. Now some of those Joburgers can blow some serious clouds. Some serious clouds. Any questions regarding the pulse or anything else I've spoken about tonight, guys? So I'm loving this bee boxer. I found a drip tip of, oh shit, Joe, that's also, okay guys, they arrived today, but I had such a workload today, I did not get around to it. I will get around to it tomorrow. Hans' drip tips have arrived in the shop. There's a massive amount of drip tips that arrived. I couldn't see any goon ones, but we have got some goon ones left, but there were some general tips, and there were billet box tips. So those little short, you know, like the billet box tip, there was billet box tips in there. So those who do own bee boxes or the original billet boxes, just be on the lookout for those tips. I will load them tomorrow. It's going to take me a long time to load them because there's a hell of a lot of them. So if you are a collector of Hans tips, I suggest that you get on as soon as you see those things go live and order, because they're going to go quickly. Abrams, Pulse or Goon, it all depends on what you want to use it for. If you're going to use it as a squonking device, the Pulse. If you're going to use it just as a dripper, I'd go the Goon. You know, the Goon, I rate that thing 5 stars. They've really listened, and this is what I like about companies that like 528 Customs. They actually listen to their customers. They have done what their customers have asked them to do with that Goon, to change the airflow, to round the cap, you know, smooth the airflow. So if you are a squonker, I'm going to say go the Pulse route. If you are a normal, just on a normal regulated mod or a mechanical mod, then go the Goon. Yeah, I like both of them, but I use them. It's a really hard thing to say, and I've had this discussion a couple of times. That's how I leave home in the morning. Okay, I've got something for everything. You know what I mean? I've recently, I've got VCT in my squonker. You know, I know what that juice is supposed to taste like across every device, and it tastes exactly like it's supposed to taste on the Pulse. So that's immediately a rating for me. I've got a tank for every type of juice that I like vaping. So yeah, it's, if you're on a really tight budget and don't have a collection, you've got to be really fussy. I'm lucky I get to test things. So yeah, yeah, it comes down to what you're going to use it for. Treshin, we have got the new one in, the new color. It's like a tarnished brown that we've got in stock. I'm just going to throw a picture up for you. If I can find it quickly, just give me 2 seconds. That's the one that we've got now. It's really pretty. It's that nice. It's almost like a gunmetal-y color, in my opinion, more than a tarnishy brown. That's the one that we've got currently in the shop, but we don't have too many of them yet. They are almost as hard to come across as the original. So yeah, that's what we've got in the shop. Not too many left, eh? Sagrin, we don't do Kanga coils anymore, but that's true, Kurt. That's actually a good analogy. Brothers, please order the UD backpacks. You know, I've got one myself. The problem is that they are so big and bulky. Your courier fees to bring them into the country is so expensive. That's why we don't have any more, because it just costs too much to bring into the country. Yeah, the Goon you can get a squonk pin for. I think the new ones actually come with a squonk pin. There's squonk pins. We've got squonk pins for the Apocalypse as well. Yeah. the way I like to use a squonker is more of a restrictive withdrawal type of setup, where I like my VCT, and that's me. So I don't like using more of a big or massive airflow RDAs for squonking. I like a more of a restrictive, quieter type of vape. Ahmed, you're gonna get a clap, bro. Are you coming tomorrow night, Ahmed? Oh, sorry, Friday night. Oh, is that Briar? Where's the Briar? Hey, Bra's here. Come to the shop tomorrow. A Bra is my mini me. He's my coil builder. He's my. If you look at his mods, he's got almost exactly the same mods as me. Yeah, he's my little mini me. Yes, Bra, I miss you today, my boy. A little stealthy device to get into Thailand. Yeah, dude, the best bet is to actually buy yourself a little Solo, that little looks like a USB stick. Yeah, because then you can just make a sticker that says USB, and you put a USB sticker on it, and then you say, no, it's my USB stick. Twisp, yeah, no, get a little Solo is better than a Twisp, I can tell you that right now. Yeah. Let's check what's going on now. Should we do the competition, guys? I'm not going to have a long one tonight. I'm actually exhausted. I've done bottled 2,000 bottles of juice today. So the brain is a little bit zonked, and yeah, let's do the competition. Let's think of a question to ask. Everybody ready? I'm thinking of a question to ask. It's going to be a vaping related question, so get your brain in gear. Everybody ready? Say yes if you're ready. I need at least 3-4 people to say yes. Dresden, yes, I'll keep it for you, my boy, if you want to. Just I need you to book and pay for it, and then I'll keep it in the shop one side for you. Okay. So to run through, we've got a set of bubble wrap coils. They are use haywire, and they are fuse Claptons. I've got the Watofo cap, and I've got the Nostalgia t-shirt to give away tonight. Okay, so those who've followed the competition that we're running, and remember, it's the first person that I see on my screen. I'm not arguing with anybody. I will copy and paste exactly the way I see on my screen. I can't be controlled for bad internet. I see it, and I'm going to call it as it is. I see it there on the screen. For those of you who've been following the competition that we're running for this 14 grands worth of prizes, please can you give me, I want the full names of two, excluding us, of two of the supporting vendors that have joined the competition. Excluding us, I want two vendors' names that are supporting our competition. Remember, I said two. The first person who gave me two, I'll copy and paste it for you. And we have a winner. David Nordia, you got it right. Complex Chaos and Winner Vape Company. If you can drop me a PM, let me just send that there quickly. Why can't I send that? That's the way I saw it on my screen. So David Nordia was the first person to answer. Please can you just PM me your details, and we'll get your prize out to you tomorrow. Guys, any quick questions? I'll give you 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to call it a night, guys. I need to get a bit of sleep. I'm going to go and put a bowl on this and play around with this and see if it's see what it's like. Ahmed, because you've only just woken up, bro, that's why. Oh, I made a new juice. Not going to tell you to give you the flavor profile, but I made a new juice on Sunday. So it's fresh. It hasn't steeped enough as yet, but I made this juice. Oh man, it's going to be good. Mr. Heineke's in the house, Mr. Wiener. Yeah, it's called a Predator. There's the squonker, so look out for it. I'll let you know what my thoughts are on it. It's as I said, remember, it's a 3D printed squonker. I'll test it tonight and then I'll maybe do a little video tomorrow. No, not a biscuit vape. Nah, not gonna give anything because Mr. Wiener's here and he's a. I'll keep quiet. No, I'll start something. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, well, I'm assuming you have subscribed, share it. For those that are in the competition, I'm just going to quickly throw up while I have a little bit of chat here. There's the rules to the competition. Simple and easy. They are posted on our Facebook page. They are posted on the E6 SA forum. There's some amazing prizes to give away, you know. In total is like 14 and odd thousand rands worth of prizes, and it is easy enough to do. You just got to make a little video, not longer than so let me what's that, you know, I say no longer than 90 seconds. If it's 92 seconds or 93 seconds, you know, not everybody's a master at editing, so you know, I'm going to have a little bit of leeway there, but not like 5-minute long video. Around about 90 seconds is perfect. Tag big guy, let me put the rules up here, man. Tag big guy live feed and tag Vape in your video, and we'll obviously share it to my page. Share it on your own social media channels, and the person with the most amount of views on the 28th will win in order of who's got the most amount of views, etc. So get going with that. Yeah. That's first prize there. You can see some nice prizes. Second prize also like close to 4 grains worth of prizes, and then third place is like close to 3 grains worth of prizes. Yeah. Okay, guys, it's going to be it for tonight. I didn't have much to chat about, but we'll keep you posted. Good night, guys.